to draw cool pictures like this orc, we need to learn how to use colors and outlines. But we will get more complex objects later. For now, let's see how to use colors in Inkscape. Let's learn how to work with color and paint our shapes. I will draw a rectangle. Now I will take the object selection tool, which is called selector tool, so that it can be selected. After that, you can choose a color from the toolbar at the bottom. I don't have it selected. Now I have selected it, and you can choose any color. You can also scroll through different color palettes right here to select different shades. But apart from this set of shades, we can assign any color to the object for its fill and stroke. To do this, we need to go to the fill and stroke section. Either we click here to open the fill and stroke window, which looks like a brush icon on a sheet background, or we go to the object menu and select fill and stroke. This window appears. Here we have 3 tabs: fill, stroke paint, and stroke style. We are currently in the fill tab. You can click on color wheel, and then a color wheel with a triangle for selecting colors will appear. I find this option more convenient. If an object is selected, you can now choose any color on the wheel and any shade within the triangle. This way you can select absolutely any color shade. Below we have the alpha parameter. This controls the transparency of the color, the transparency of the object. I will set it to 100%, which is the maximum opacity. This is how we define the object's color. In addition, we can define the stroke. We go to the stroke paint tab. The stroke paint tab opens. The tab is called stroke paint. Here we choose a solid stroke. If we click on the cross, we remove the stroke completely. If I click on the stroke, a black outline appears. I will make it thicker. This is done in the stroke paint section. I select the shape, go to stroke style. The width parameter controls the stroke thickness. You can increase it. Now it's thick. My shape has a thick stroke around it. I go back to stroke paint. Here we can choose any stroke color from the color wheel. It can also be made semi-transparent. This is how we define any stroke. In the stroke paint section, we can also set the stroke style. We have already seen how to adjust thickness. You can make it thicker or thinner. Below, we can choose how the stroke appears. It can be solid, dashed, dotted, or something else. Next, we can set markers. 3 markers: the start marker, the end marker, and the middle marker for each bend. I will make a solid stroke slightly thinner. Now, I will set some markers. The start marker could be an arrow, for example. This is the beginning of the shape. Here, I can use a scissors icon, for instance, or something else. You can edit them or create your own, but I will show the basics. Besides a rectangle, I will also draw a line, a curved one. I will remove its fill so that only the stroke remains. If I add a start marker, it will look like this. On a line, it makes more sense than on a rectangle. And the end marker. There can be arrows of different shapes. The middle marker will appear at every bend. Let's use crosses, for example, or scissors, or anything I want. I will remove the markers now. Let's leave a solid straight line. Additionally, we can define how the corners appear. I zoom in. Now I adjust the corner. Here it changes. Right now, it's beveled. Now it's rounded. Now it's straight. Sometimes this is useful, and how the line ends. Either beveled or rounded. It can be cut at the bottom, top, or extended. There's also an order parameter. This determines how the fill is arranged. Right now the fill is behind the stroke. We can set it in front of the stroke. This overlaps part of the stroke and markers, or we can make it only overlap markers. These are the parameters. This way, we can define any color for a shape, fill color, stroke color, and stroke style.